In previous chapters, we talked about the different aspects of financing, but how do you put it all together? So let's talk about it. So I'm going to explain the process of buying your new home. So how do we put it all together? The first step is to get you qualified and see how much you qualify for, and also get your rate hold. So you're able to go shop and find for the right home for you. So that would be the first step that you do. The next step is you're going to talk to your realtor, and they're going to show you different properties based on your criteria. So where you're looking at buying, what you're actually looking for, a condo, townhome, the price range, as well as 2 bedrooms, all the criteria that you actually need into your new home, looking for your new home. So they're going to send you a whole bunch of listings, and then based on that, whatever you like, you're going to tell them, I want to see these properties, and then you're going to actually go and see the properties. You're going to physically visit those properties. Once you find the one that you really like, you're going to be putting an offer. At this time, then, because the market has changed a little bit, you should be able to put subject to financing and subjects to certain conditions, meaning that if you remove these subjects, you're going to be buying this home. So they could be such as reviewing strata documents, if it's a strata, getting financing, doing an inspection, all those kind of things. So during that time, once you find the home, you're going to negotiate with your realtor the price, the timing, and the details. So once that is done, once you have an accepted offer, during that time is a subject period. During that subject period, you're going to review the strata documents, and we're going to be working on getting you the financing. At this point, even though you have been pre-qualified, the lender's going to look at in detail your income, the credit, the down payment, as well as the property. They have to approve the property as well, because that's the security for them. Once everything has reviewed, they're going to give you a commitment letter. And then they're going to say, okay, we're going to give you this mortgage provided you can fulfill those conditions. As I just mentioned, it would be your income, the down payment. Once all those conditions have been fulfilled, then at that point is you will actually, if you decide to move forward, you will be removing subjects, meaning that will come and a binding agreement that you're going to buy that property. During this time, you will give a deposit, usually it's about 5%, to your realtor as a bank draft, and it be held in trust. Now this deposit is going to be part of your down payment. So if you're putting, say, 10% down payment, 5% you will give to your realtor as a deposit, and the rest you will need those funds for closing. Then pretty well essentially once that's done, you just wait. Nothing really happens until your completion date. The completion date is when you essentially become owner of the property. So a few days before, you will actually go to your lawyer or your notary, called a solicitor. Also at that time, your solicitor is going to give you a statement of adjustments. That statement of adjustments is going to have the price of the home, how much down payment or deposit you have already given, and then it's going to give you a full breakdown of their fees, as well as property tax adjustments and strata fees adjustments, so any other costs you have. If you're having to pay property transfer tax, that will be included as well. Now, it's important when you're going through the numbers with your mortgage broker or the bank that they really explain to you what are the overall costs you're going to have to pay when buying your home. So you don't want to have any surprises, at the last minute. So it's important that you actually know those numbers. Typically, the lender requires you to have 1.5% for closing costs. However, if you're going to have to pay for the property transfer tax, you're going to have to pay that. The property transfer tax is going to be a lot more than the 1.5%. So you have to keep that in mind. And the property transfer tax, you're not able to include into the mortgage. So that is something you are going to have to pay up front at the lawyers or the notary. So after the statement of adjustments, the completion date is the official date that the mortgage is going to be registered and your name on the land title office. So congratulations, you became a homeowner. Now you're going to wait for the possession date. Depending on the agreement, it could be a couple of days or the next day. And that is when you officially get the keys to your new home. So the process is relatively easy. The most important thing, again, is that you find the right home And one thing that I tell my clients is, as you look at homes, and it has happened to me all the time as I have purchased different properties, is when you really visualize yourself living there and having your sofa and your bed, and you're going to have family dinners here or dinner with friends. When you visualize yourself living in that space, that's the right home for you. If you don't feel that, then you'll keep looking, because you will eventually find that home. So that's also important. And as I mentioned in the previous chapters, make sure that all your questions are answered and you're comfortable with what the questions that the answers that you're being given. So hopefully that gives you a bit of information, and congratulations on deciding to make the jump into becoming a homeowner, and I wish you much happiness.